So welcome to the Wednesday edition, October 9th map discussion. The one thing that will probably draw your eyes is Hurricane Milton. It is now a major hurricane, and it's still forecast to affect the central parts of Florida. And this is a pretty serious situation. The National Hurricane Center has designated as a life-threatening situation. So if you have interests in Florida, make sure they are heeding the evacuation orders. But for the Carolinas, you'll see that the blue H's have dominion over our area. And this high pressure is what's protecting us from, well, that and an upper level trough or an upper level system over the northeastern United States is protecting the Carolinas from this Hurricane Milton. So this is forecast, Hurricane Milton is forecast to go out towards the sea. And as Milton goes across Florida into the Atlantic Ocean, the storm is forecast to weaken quite rapidly as today it'll start getting into an environment that's not really helpful for hurricanes. But for the rest of the country, we have a frontal system draped across the Dakotas and a little low pressure center in the southern parts of Minnesota. But this high pressure system here is what's really having a dominant effect over our weather, over the Carolinas. So if we take a look at the forecast across the United States over the next 2.5 days, you'll see pretty much unsettled weather across Florida. Again, Hurricane Milton is forecast to make landfall either late tonight or early tomorrow. But for the vast majority of the country, we'll see some pretty nice weather getting into this afternoon. Hurricane Milton still makes its approach towards Florida by tonight and makes landfall around 2 a.m. Thursday morning. This shot of cooler air across the Carolinas kind of gets muddled a little bit, so not expecting too much in the way of a reinforcing shot of cold air with that system, but notice that as soon as the storm makes its way towards the Atlantic Ocean, it gets tangled up in these fronts and becomes extratropical pretty quick. A quick look at the longer range, days 3 through 7. Saturday, we'll have this high pressure over the Great Lakes region and a frontal system. Now on Saturday or Sunday morning, we have this frontal system over the Great Lakes that'll really wrap up and bring some very windy conditions behind the front. This makes its way through our area by 8 a.m. Monday. So I'm expecting some pretty windy conditions, at least across the southern Great Lakes and maybe into the Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina and Virginia's and eastern Tennessee. But what's really interesting about this is the high pressure behind it. There's some signals in the long-range models that this is going to be some very cold air, and this is probably going to be the best shot for fall-like temperatures as temperatures into Tuesday and Wednesday, October 15th and 16th, respectively, probably won't get out of the 50s in most areas. Now, that's a ways away, but this looks like a very good shot of cold air. And if you like fall time, that's the storm we need. This is what this means for the Carolinas specifically. Today, very nice weather. Generally, temperatures in the 70s, ranging from 76 in Myrtle Beach and Charlotte and Greenville, Spartanburg, 74 in Hickory, 74 in Asheville, and 69 degrees in Boone for Monday, October 8th, or I'm sorry, Monday, October 9th. Tuesday, highs will be a little bit cooler. We're still on that cooling trend from the previous front that passed this past Monday into Tuesday. 69 in Hickory, 72, very nice in Greenville, Spartanburg, 76 in Columbia, and Augusta is our hot spot at 77 degrees. For Thursday, we're still in the upper 60s across the western Piedmont. Hickory 68, 69 in Charlotte, 69 in Asheville, 69 in Raleigh-Durham, 73 in Wilmington. Generally very nice temperatures. Until we get to Saturday, we'll start to warm up. 77 degrees, a pretty big jump in temperatures pretty much all across the region as we get into the weekend. Sunday is a little bit warmer with highs generally in the low 80s, 81 in Wilmington, Rockingham, Charlotte, and Greenville, Spartanburg, 84 in Columbia, and 74 in Boone. So if you still like that fall type weather, the mountains is where you need to be. And then we have that other shot that we saw on the continental or U.S. maps, where we have another shot of cold air coming into Monday into Tuesday. 72, the temperature drops in Hickory, but warms up in the southern part of South Carolina, where towards Savannah you're still down into the low to mid 80s. 80 in Wilmington and 82 in Columbia. And then Tuesday is pretty nice. I like temperatures in the 60s, and that's what I'm going to get. 64 in Hickory, 53 in Boone, while we maintain 70s across the southern parts of South Carolina. Columbia is checking in at 71, or forecast to be 75 degrees towards Hilton Head Island, and 70 degrees also in Wilmington, 65 in Raleigh. That's my type of weather. The low temperatures in the mornings will follow the same pattern as the high temperatures in the afternoon. So waking up this morning, you're near 50 in Hickory, 43 in Boone. By Tuesday morning, tomorrow morning, we're 54 in Charlotte and Greenville, Spartanburg, 57 in Columbia, and we maintain some 40s in the interior parts of the coastal regions or the sandhills of North Carolina, 51 in Raleigh. We're near 60 in Wilmington. Friday morning, we're still on that cooling trend, right? 43 in Hickory, 47 in Charlotte, 39 in Boone, nice, 40 in Asheville, 42 in Murphy. Saturday, this is when we'll start to warm up in the afternoons. So, but when you're off to that morning jog in Hickory, bring a light jacket. It's going to be 46 degrees. 48 Greenville, Spartanburg, as well as Columbia, and 51 when you go on that morning run across the beach in Wilmington. It's going to be nice and brisk. The morning temperatures on Sunday, we're in that warming trend. We're back into the 50s for the majority of the area. 54 in Wilmington, 53 in Charlotte, 47 across the mountains. And Monday morning, we're still a little bit warmer, 54 in Hickory, 55 in Greenville, Spartanburg, 57 in Charlotte, 58 in Raleigh. Tuesday, we can see the effects of that front that passes through. Generally, the winds are from the north, as indicated by these flags, and temperatures 38 degrees in the morning on Tuesday, October 15th. And as for precipitation, right now that front looks dry, but there are some signals in some of the models where some precipitation could develop along the front as it crosses the Appalachian Mountains. And I'm talking about the front in next week's time frame, the Monday, October 14th, Tuesday the 15th, into Wednesday the 16th. There might be a little bit more precipitation here than what's depicted on this particular map. But again, Hurricane Milton is going to drop a tremendous amount of rainfall, and right now it's a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane. It is expected to weaken it's still a major hurricane. Officially a Category 3, I think, is the official forecast at landfall. That's still very destructive. So this is a good look at Hurricane Milton. You can see the eye of the storm, very small, indicative of a strong hurricane. But on the last few frames, you can see it kind of fill in just a little bit as it is starting to interact with some shear over the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. Of course, this is good news for the most part. Because the hurricanes do not like shear. They are very, very fussy when it comes to conditions. They just like perfect conditions. And right now, Hurricane Milton is getting into imperfect conditions. So this storm does look like it's on a weakening trend based on the satellite presentation, but still, this is a very dangerous storm. Even though this storm is weakening, it is still very dangerous. Could bring life-threatening storm surge, flooding, and winds across parts of Florida, especially wherever it makes landfall. Right now, it's forecast just south of Tampa Bay. So if you still have interest in Florida, please let them know that you're thinking of them and that they've heeded local government ordinances of evacuation orders. So that will do it for this map discussion. I hope everybody has a good rest of their day. Be safe out there, and just keep in mind those people in Florida and these recovery efforts in Western North Carolina. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.